Hello everybody, this is Lucky Jack 20. Before we begin this video, this was something that if you were watching Angel Arts' Let's Talk Walking Dead Final Season Episode 1, there was apparently a moment in Episode 1 where I could have had Clementine give AJ the Disco Broccoli toy, as it's called, and I didn't do that, thinking there was going to be a really bad choice, but apparently it's actually really harmless, so I'm going to now record myself watching that clip and let's see what happens.
Alvin Jr., it's me, Disco Broccoli.
Oh my god, she's actually...
Word on the street is that you want to eat
She's
me.
actually giving him a voice.
Do you want to eat me?
Come on, Clem, I can't eat a toy.
That is true.
Oh man, my feelings are hurt.
Who are you?
My stomach hurts.
Sassy.
Well, I guess then it would have just cut right back to the collections. Just, I'll admit, that was pretty cute. Anyway, that's it for this little pre-recording. We'll tune you right back into our normal programming. Hello, everybody. This is back to Walking Dead Final Season, Episode 2 now. And this is a little while after that previous recording. So, before we get to it, we need to talk about something, because if you've been staying in the know, in the now, with video game news, you kind of already understand it at this point. Episode 2 is the last episode Telltale Games is ever going to work on, ever going to finish. Episodes 3, Broken Toys, and Episode 4, Take Us Home, or Bring Us Home, whatever it's called, these are no longer going to be made by Telltale. Take Us Back, that was it. Also, I apologize for that little like squeak in your left ear. That must have been the game there. So they've declared bankruptcy. They no longer had the money to support themselves, and they bet all their money on some projects that didn't come into play. So now they've all but dissolved at this point. All these employees were fired with no severance, no due notice, which I think is very wrong and very poorly handled. Up until now, more recent news that I've now been told is that Skybound Entertainment, I believe the publisher of the comic itself, is actually, they've hired most of the original season 1 team or so like that to try and hopefully publish episodes 3 and 4. But until now, unless we have full-on confirmation that they have something to show and that's not just wasted effort, this is going to be the last thing I can really show off. And
previously on the Walking
Dead.
Dead,
just give him the whole spiel of what's
AJ
happened.
And I had been searching for a long time.
Right.
For some place we could call home.
That's fair. Yeah, okay, I can talk about this because if you've been keeping up, with the series of the videos I've been doing, you kind of understand what's going on here.
That could have been the end.
Whoa! Some Zack Snyder editing in there for a second there.
We found I'd been saved by a guy named Marlon,
who will die later. Moving on.
The leader of the community, living inside
I don't know what I'm
boarding
actually
school.
going to do with this afterwards, because it only took until recently for me to realize that maybe I was playing this game more for other people than for me. Like, I loved season 1. I enjoyed it thoroughly, but ever since then, it's always kind of felt more like an obligation.
Someone else had the same idea.
Like, I always felt like, oh my gosh, well, I need to see where the story goes because I want to be able to compare it to other people. I want to be able to feel involved in it. So honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with all this afterwards. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing... there are a couple Telltale games that I still want to do for the channel, like Tales of the Borderlands and A Wolf Among Us Season 1 at least. Just, you know, give a look-see to those two, but otherwise I may have to look into trying other things out. But yeah, and then of course, as the whole thing happened, Brody attacked us. Had no choice but to kill her. And so we slammed her head with a little flashlight.
And tried to convince them
and then there was a whole thing, and we had disarmed him.
Lewis.
Oh yeah, and Lewis backed us up, even though maybe I should have Violet. But Lewis, I felt like I had to try and harden Lewis up a bit more, get him more used to this post-apocalyptic nightmare.
But then...
yeah.
Marlon was dead.
Then AJ kind of screwed up.
He remembered what I'd taught him.
Yeah?
To save the last bullet for himself.
Which is stupid. I'm sorry, not the knowledge, but it was stupid that was his justification. I think if I chose the other ones, don't hesitate or aim for the head, that would have been better. But saving the last bullet for yourself is, I think, the weakest justification you could have had. So yeah, basically, tensions are high, I imagine. Looks like they allowed us to stay the night at least, which was incredibly generous considering they just watched their friend and leader for the last 5 or so years. Maybe probably shorter, but what the heck?
Made you some coffee.
You know how to make coffee.
It was in the kitchen. Tin said that I can have some.
Oh, okay.
I didn't steal it.
I was gonna say, who had coffee? It's been like almost 5 years, 6 years into the like post-apocalypse.
I'm surprised you remember how to make it. We haven't had coffee in a long time.
You put it in hot water.
That is true, but you also are supposed to filter it out, make sure the grounds don't get all stuffy.
Last night.
Add
With
cream.
Marlon, I heard Lewis and what he called me.
What was that?
Am I a murderer?
Well... Whoa.
No! Oh my god!
Shit! We could get medicine from the nurse's office.
That's not how this works.
The kid blew his brains out.
You don't get medicine for that.
You shot him. He's dead. You're a murderer. You promised Marlon. You said you'd help him fix things.
Well, that was before he
What the
pointed a
fuck
gun
did
at
you
us.
teach this kid?
I taught him... Okay, maybe I taught him to be a little too trigger happy, but I taught him to protect himself and me.
Lewis called me a murderer. But we're supposed to kill bad stuff. Monsters. Did I do it bad?
Yeah.
I thought Marlon was bad.
No, I have
He
to
killed
be firm
Brody.
here. You
He
did something
kept telling
wrong here.
lies.
Lewis was right. Sometimes people do bad things.
Like Marlon did, yes. I can't
When you shot
sugarcoat
him,
this. We have to
It wasn't a threat
lay the
to us
line here now.
anymore. If
Yes.
you kill someone when they're no longer threatening you, that's murder.
Right. That puts you in the wrong.
What are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? Oh, okay, yeah, I can't abandon him like that. I mean, clearly they're not gonna like either of us. Mitch. Oh, dramatic thunderbolt.
Back off, all of you!
Violet.
It was under control. I talked Marlon down. Then he murdered my fucking friend.
Take AJ, go inside.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, just let them go back to the dorms? What happens the next time one of us does something this kid doesn't like?
Okay,
Should we expect
I
a
feel
bullet too?
That's not what happened.
It's exactly what happened.
Are we gonna talk about the fact that
It was
Marlon
over.
endangered all of our
Till Mr.
lives?
Trigger Happy decided
Or at least
otherwise.
mine? That was kind of a big one.
started this. He killed Brody and almost got me too.
Right.
AJ did what he had to do.
What he had to? He didn't have to shoot Marlon in the fucking skull. It was over.
That is true. He
Get
could
it,
have shot him
Lewis,
in the
just
leg
back
and that
off,
would have been
okay?
just as fine.
Back off? Seriously?
Lewis? Come on, I don't...
Let's go.
Clem?
Oh,
If I'm a murderer, am I gonna die too?
What?
where did that come
No.
from?
Well, I think murderers are like monsters and...
Okay, I'm
know
noticing
what
here.
happens to
I'm
monsters.
noticing here that this game has intentionally been
good.
saying monsters, not walkers,
Nothing
not
good at all.
zombies. I don't think you're a monster, AJ. I just
AJ,
feel
you're
like
not
if
a
I don't
monster.
act properly,
think
you
I
could
am.
become one.
I wish they didn't.
We're going to fix this.
I
You
think
and
that
me.
you're not a monster. I just think that
going
you
to help
have
you
potential
atone.
to become one, and I don't want that to
Atone?
happen.
It means make up for what you did
That'd
wrong.
be a good start.
We'll make it all
But yeah,
right
no,
with
they've
the
been
others.
intentionally using monster to like sort of overgeneralize.
God's sake, someone help me with this!
You can't help.
Saved you from that car wreck and you fucking murdered him?
Get back, Mitch!
Get back.
Or what?
Oh, you're gonna.
You gonna let him kill me too? Then who's next? Sim? Willie?
Mitch, get that out of my face. You're nothing right now. I'm nothing. This. Okay. Sorry, I probably came across too aggressive there. That's not what we should be doing right now. God, there's a lot happening. I'm trying to my mind's trying to jump back and forth of what I would have done and how I would have reacted
Killed
to
a
it
lot
now.
of people.
It's a little trickier.
You murdered your friend Lee, didn't you?
What?
You said he was handcuffed. He wasn't a threat.
Yeah, but he...
So... that means you murdered him.
But Lee... I made the wrong decision. I did. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, game? Lee asked me to...
I killed him because I loved
Okay,
him.
that was the best one I could come up with. Okay,
I didn't
I'm
want him to
actually
suffer.
frustrated there.
How?
For a second there, like
He'd be
micro
dead.
frustration.
He would have
In my
turned.
story,
I
Lee
didn't want that for
asked,
him.
implored Clem as a
He
dying
deserved
wish to do
better.
that so he wouldn't hurt her anymore. Why wasn't that not a choice? Probably to account for the
I
choice
love
of
you,
fear.
Clem.
I love you too, AJ. But just...
I love you back.
No, no, no. Stop here for a second. That wasn't... What were you trying to... Okay, Clem didn't murder Lee when Lee was outright imploring her to do it in order to A, end his suffering, and B, ensure he could never come back to hurt her. Why are you trying to make me feel bad about that almost
Violet's
like
had to come get you
3
for it.
seasons after the fact?
Really?
We used to have them more. Then we stopped. It seems right though.
It's not really something you... It's not really something you should
I
be
brought you
sad
some-
about having stopped. Like,
For me?
funerals... Not
I
having
figured you'd
funerals
be
is good. That
afraid
means people
with
aren't...
everyone all upset.
Oh.
But you were brave last night. Like a firefighter.
No. Firefighters are good. I'm a murderer.
No, you're not. You gotta have a trial first. They decide that stuff in a courtroom. That's how it works.
We don't really
worked
have...
before. Back then, there were all kinds of rules.
We don't really
about
have
who was innocent,
courts
who was
anymore. We
guilty.
need better rules.
It was complicated.
We have to decide things for ourselves now. We can't rely on other people to make the rules for us.
Right.
Who
Things are
decided
different now.
You're a murderer.
Clem. But she's right.
I just
So's
think that
everyone
he
else.
made a poor... I
I
don't think he's a
think you're
murderer.
okay.
I just think he murdered someone. I don't know how to describe that. Like, I don't think he would
You sure you don't
do
want your
this
firefighter?
again now that
You
he's
should
starting
keep
to
him, 'cause
understand
you're good
where
like
this
him.
difference is. AJ didn't have a lot of
Maybe we could
positive
play with him
experiences
later?
with people growing up.
Together?
That could be what's
Sure.
led to this.
After the funeral. They buried them already. Vile started soon.
Oh,
See you out there.
okay.
This is gonna be hard. Everyone's going to be upset.
Yes.
We need to show them we care, okay?
We need to be cool
Okay.
and apologetic because we are. I don't want to make it sound like, oh, we have to pretend. No, we are very much like not in a good place here. We need to do better. I'm not a fan of coffee. I should outright state that. I have never had coffee regularly. I've had it once or twice and it was bitter. I once had coffee flavored chewing gum and that was horrible.
They look good together.
Do you think his is better?
No, I like them both.
I like them both. They are perfectly fine. I mean, look at that. You protecting. Sorry, we need to work on your English later, like language arts. God, I haven't been to a language arts class in a long time. I stopped taking them after I left high school because I had enough college credits to
Time
skip
to
all
go.
that.
Soon.
Honestly, all we really did was we read chapter books and tried to look too far into things that people wrote. I remember hearing some guy talk about, like, wouldn't it be funny if, like, there's this poem called The Red Wheelbarrow or something like that, and, like, the idea is that because the wheelbarrow is red, people are like, oh, it represents communism. Like, I kid you
Ready?
not. They're like, oh, wheelbarrow's red, has to be communism. And there I am thinking, what if he just liked the color red? What if this dude wanted to make the sky purple and green just because those are some freaking rad colors together? Why does it have to be freaking... I don't know. People will find meanings in things, and people will find significance in whatever they need to. Doesn't mean it's significant to everybody, but it means that it affects you and that it's important to you, and that's totally acceptable. Anyway, I'm getting really deep here for no stupid reason. Okay. Yeah, let's follow that cheery objective. I will say, I will say, for what they were going for here, I had not played a lot of the recent Telltale games besides this one, but going from Season 3 to this, I really do not mind this new behind-the-back, like, examination. Like, this really allows me to help get closer
did
up
that.
and see things better. And
Come on.
okay, we need to stop. Please stop fixating on this. This is not the part of this that we should be worrying about at this moment. Oh, this is gonna be not a good time, is it? Well, I guess we're gonna go see how they are doing. Hey. Aw. I'm glad they're at least honoring Brody too. And no, not the dog. Jeez.
Oh God, they're here.
Shut up,
So
Asim.
what? They knew Brody, didn't they?
Yeah, but Marlon.
Just leave them.
Shut up, Asim, and shut up, you two, guy. I keep forgetting.
Shit.
Clem? What? Why do people have funerals? Tin said they used to have them more.
They died.
To remember them.
But I don't get it.
Well, to remember people we loved.
They loved Marlon.
Yeah, they did.
I made them all sad. Like if someone took you away. Does everyone get a funeral?
People do. Some animals too.
I feel like if someone was important enough to you,
Even
that's something you
monsters.
should do. I feel like everyone should get one
Even
if they're important
monsters.
enough to you.
10. You ready?
I feel like if someone is important enough to you, they deserve to be remembered. I feel like you owe them that much afterwards. If
Brody, you always
know.
said you wanted to go to the beach. So, I drew it for you.
Aw. Good job, 10.
Marlon was... I can't. Not for Marlon. After what he did to the twins and Brody,
You didn't even like Brody. You were always mean to her.
Are we not going to talk about the fact about how Marlon,
I
like,
can't.
kids,
Someone
like,
else do it.
sold off?
Dude, don't.
Okay, don't.
Seriously, Lewis? He was your best friend.
And he sold off 2 people into
But you deserve
possible
better than to get
slavery.
gunned down by that kid.
Why are
AJ
we
killed
all
him like it
suddenly
was
just,
nothing.
like, forgetting that part?
We all saw it, and no one stopped him.
You're right, Mitch. Marlon didn't deserve what AJ did to him.
I know what I did. I'm sorry. I know I'm a murderer. But I'm gonna,
Atone.
yeah, atone it.
Fuck, I can't listen to this.
Lewis, I don't want to
What I
hate
did was
you. I
bad,
really
and
don't.
I'm gonna make it up to you. I promise.
You don't have to make up shit.
Violet,
Marlon
no, this is...
was a fucking murderer and a liar, and if we'd all asked
He was a
more
murderer and a
questions
liar,
about
although
Minnie and
although in
Sophie
his case that murder
disappearing
was
last year,
accidental as
none
well.
of
He
this
couldn't
would have
control
happened.
himself, and that's what led to this.
She's got a point.
Shut up! It wasn't Marlon's fault.
Then whose fault was it?
I
Whatever
still think
happened before,
I still think AJ
have
shouldn't.
killed Marlon.
Yeah, he wasn't hurting anybody when I killed him.
Right, I still want him to
See what I
understand
mean?
that.
How can any of us trust these fucking people?
We're being
What are you
honest
saying?
with you right
I'm
now,
saying they gotta
dude.
fucking go.
Mitch,
Take a vote. Majority decides. They stay or they leave.
Mitch, I'm
Today.
trying to actually be honest with you guys here, but you're
That
not
does
making this
seem
easy.
fair.
Are you serious?
For the
It's
dude who
bullshit.
said jack
bullshit.
all in the last episode and actually did
Please,
probably
don't do this.
nothing
I know
to
you're angry,
really
but-
contribute to
Shit.
the plot, you're suddenly
You didn't
stepping
stop
up real
AJ,
big there,
You
mister.
stopped Marlon from killing Brody? Fucking hypocrite!
Right.
A vote's the only way to settle this, or we'll be arguing forever.
That okay,
Fine.
fine. That is fair.
I guess we're fucking voting.
Lewis needs to vote. Could you go get him? And try to talk to him.
Thank you, 10.
Come on, Rosie. Come here, girl.
Rosie is pissed. Understandably so.
Could you guys go wait in the dorm? I'll come get you.
Fine. Nothing like getting our fates decided for us, huh?
Please don't kick us out.
Come on, let's go.
This is not good. But consequences have to happen, and AJ should understand that the world still should work like that. Alright, so there's our intro again, so I guess I'll just talk over this. I'm probably going to cap the part off after this intro, but I'll definitely make the next couple parts longer. I don't want to just cap them all off 20 minutes. I feel like enough happens that it can justify longer videos. You know, and it's not like you guys can, it's not like I've been posting a whole lot of them everywhere anyway, so I feel like makes sense.
Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, I got that singing in here, so I don't I am hoping for the best with this episode, because the first episode started off pretty strong. And I do want this series to end off on some high note, if it can end at all. I'm hoping Skybound is able to pull through here. Because I feel like I just want closure. I want to be able to sign off this chapter so I can, you know, get back to actually, you know, I don't know. I want to do things that I like. I want to do things I enjoy still. And I do feel like capping this off somewhere. So, with that said, please join me in the next part for Walking Dead Season 2. Final Season, Episode 2.